Hey Sarah, Nolas, RS. Marissa shout out because obviously she streams. I think you stream, do you, Sarah? Sorry, I said I don't think you stream, do you, Sarah? Sorry, just leaning towards my mic and stuff, having it in front of me at the moment. While I just do a couple of things. Your headphones were being silly. It happens. Okay, you do as of 2 days ago. In that case, could you just give Sarah a shout out, Nolas? Yeah, I thought I'd actually seen someone somewhere say that uh, they rated you or vice versa, but I couldn't remember where, or if it was another Sarah or what. In conclusion, everyone give Sarah, aka Sonic Secure, a follow. Sort of things he's streaming anyway. Says you do stream and they have an amazing singing voice. Heck yeah, that's what we like to hear. Last stream was a singing slash chatting one. Okay, I need to catch your next stream because that sounds amazing. You got two HDMI cables so you can set up which games? Heck yeah. Do you have a capture card or are you just streaming straight from the console? Oh, Sally gave you one. Fair enough. Okay, that's enough self-promo. Yep, good question. How has everyone been? Let's check webcams working. Yes, it is. Oh yeah, apologies to anyone who was hoping for the full sort of cosplay today, but I've got work first thing in the morning, so obviously doing full body paint wasn't really an option. Oh yeah, actually, I have actually got some more, so yep, hopefully I'll be able to sort of go for this shade rather than the sort of darker shade I was using for Monday. Yep, so obviously that's my old one, fresh one, and that's the one I used. That's a bit of a brighter colour, whereas this is a bit more subdued. Yeah, I'm going to shade a bit with them. Oh yeah, I also got some red, 2 shades of red. I'd be planning with that, I wonder. And I've also got fake nails, blue tights. I'll have some gloves made by Monday, hopefully. And I'm also trying to really model a tail. Yep. Talking, let's get some Pathfinder going. Ellis, we certainly got a third and maybe fourth player for a Descent into Avernus game. Weren't sure whether you were doing what you were doing. Suddenly washed with ideas for it again. Yeah, I get that when I'm sort of doing tabletop RPG stuff. Like, something about actually having players committed to your game that you, it just sort of gives you ideas. I mean, partially it's because obviously they bring their characters' backstories, so that's obviously some extra plot hooks. Like when I was streaming some sessions for Nick's Lordmark campaign, I think one of my favourite moments was actually when one of the Sully, an Adrian barbarian, respectfully put a bedroll over the coffin she'd pushed the lid off, and I spontaneously decided there that the next the next overnight camp they did, there'd be a bit of a ghost encounter. Hey Al, how's it going? Can we get a shout out for Al? My inspiration for that was literally an episode of Ghost in the Shell, a standalone complex, the sort of series based on the manga. So I'm just gonna sort of keep wandering through all this miasma and hope I run into. But basically, there's an episode called Yes, where basically the word yes is spelled with with like the yen sign, the euro sign, and the dollar sign. Armor. The Norm hide. Gonna save. So because obviously random chat that pops up. Hey Nick. Yes, it's Pathfinder in time. Good evening to you. Can we get a shout out to Nick as well? Who would have been streaming some Solista with Talia tonight, but that had to be called off. And glad you're doing great, Al. Oh yeah, what was I saying? So in the episode of Ghost in the Shell mentioned, basically the premise is an assassin's trying to kill a billionaire. Sort of created an algorithm stock markets for him. Now that sounds quite prescient, but that's the kind of thing that's been done for decades. And basically, long story short, they get to his house. There's the assassin shows up and does assassin things. There's fights with robot maids and all the other things you'd expect. And they find he's dead. And had been dead for ages, and he just, it was one of those things where he died alone, surrounded by money, and his robot maid butlers. So Pegasa, who's basically the sort of normal, well, sort of supposed to be like the audience surrogate character, just like a normal guy who happens to work for a secret agent, but like the settings version of the FBI. Decides to just put some coins over the dead guys' faces as the corpse is carried away by paramedics. And the ending sting sort of shows an AI show up and manipulates stocks. So his wife makes loads of money on them. And it's sort of implied maybe sort of it was a ghost. That's basically what inspired the whole ghost showing up and leaving behind some money. Unless you have a character hooks and complex file you still have to finish up. It goes well. And yes, Iris is right. Happy birthday, Nick. Sarah, you got cookies and milk now? Heck yeah. Nick, Perry the Platypus. I didn't guess it. Oh yeah, Lenore Hyde. What's this then? +5 hard armor grants its wearer immunity to fire, and a +4 bonus to saving throws against the transmutation school. I think that's kind of, yeah, that's handy. I mean, it's +5 armor, so it's great. Is it better than what? What? Slightly better max dexterity. I think that evens out. But still, I think immunity to critical hits. Not immunity, like 50% any chance for critical hits. On the other hand, got the I think I'll give it Kanara.
This doesn't fit me at
I actually can't wear it. Yeah, no reason to give that people lost. I guess only Amiri could potentially wear it. Well, check, is her AC higher with it? Yeah, her AC is slightly higher. You know, we'll take that critical hit risk. Now, actually, while we're at this, not be better with this star knife. Never-ending journey. Whenever the +5 holy star knife lands a hit, it dazzles the target for 1d4 rounds and has a chance to cast blind. Again. It just counts silver. And it weighs half as much. Doesn't make too much difference. Right though. If only because you know, the image of Knock Knock holding that star knife is hilarious. Nerdist, have I got freedom of movement on? Can't promise you'll remember anything else to remind me, but you're welcome. Thank you, I'll remember that. And yes, Nick, just an ordinary guy working for a secret intelligence organisation. I mean, yeah, it sounds like a shoot post, but that is literally to Gus's entire deal. Like, he uses an automatic revolver, even though it's just as futuristic as everyone else's weapons. Actually, that's not entirely true. I think it was like a, yeah, exact model he uses was like a year old when the series came out. Like, he uses an automatic revolver just because he likes how old-fashioned it is. Like, he's basically Dirty Harry if Dirty Harry was the good cop. Because everyone else is an amoral spy. And yes, before you ask, yes, everyone in Ghost in the Shell is a cop, and I accept that. And this, Birdie Lurk, enjoy having a find. Yep, you enjoy finding your path, Enfys, or whatever. Al revolvers say something about a person. Exactly. It's kind of a running joke, because he basically argues his revolver's better because he can load specialised ammo into it. But it's pointed out that Semi also could have done basically the same thing. Guess I'm just good. But anyway, yep. So the long story short here is I'm basically going to have to go through each and every one of these fog. Basically, if I pass through any of these fog walls, and I don't have a lantern equipped, I get teleported to another world. And occasionally that's helpful because it teleports me to a part of the map I can't access otherwise. Like so. And basically I've just got to keep doing that until I blunder into what I'm looking for. I think is another key. Exactly, yeah. The argument is that he could load up specialised ammo into any gun he wanted.
Hey, have a look.
So yeah, I've been in these areas before, but I think I leveled up since the last time I was here. I get to make her perception checks again. She has an interesting sort of raw. It's carried over. And yes, House it has at the Edge of Time is a very cool name, and Nick's right. Probably the episode of House where he took too much Vicodin.
I'll share my path.
Teleport. We could be doing this a while, you know. It's taken me to basically the same part of the map. I mean, same map. 8 rounds, maybe some. Kind of annoying because I've basically got double the map to explore. Oh hey, enemies.
Listening as hard as I can.
Oh frick, she got knock knock. Luckily Medusas aren't too powerful at this point.
Stand down.
Yeah, I mean, not going to be able to charge.
Not used to lighting enemies with fire first.
Splat.
I'll scout ahead.
Baxting, how is the murder and the murdering? Well, the murder and the murdering is going pretty spoilering. And I'm very sad I can't tiefling. And yeah, for those who missed the start, I've got work first thing tomorrow morning, so I'll have to. I can basically only do the full tiefling cosplay on Monday. But hey, I've managed to get a load of stuff, and with any luck, I might even have a tail ready by then. I mean, to be fair, there's not much I can do with a tail. I'll just sort of have it hanging over my shoulder, but pretty cool. I think my sort of big thing. I made a tail for Grounded, but it wasn't particularly practical to wear during streams just because I couldn't sit down with it. Basically, I'm trying to 3D print the tip, and I've been looking at a lot of sort of other tails that people have built. And I think what I'm going to do is, I'm still going to base it around some foam down. That just easily gives me the springiness I need. I think if I have some concentric, if I have rings around it every so often, I can run a fishing line through those, and that'll basically let me sort of flex the tail. There was a before. Okay, there's things in here. And coos.
Be easier if you not fight back. Here.
I seem to recall these aren't too tough, but they do stuff. Max Sting should let me come to work in full cosplay. Sarah, how cool would it be to have a tiefling serve you baked goods though? I know, right? I mean, to be fair, I might be able to get away with it on Halloween. Al, even a sphere has edges if you look close enough. Also, Al, if a demon moves through time and space, is it heliporting? Yes. Al, if you look at the font, it looks a bit like the mobs are called no-use. Yeah, those are very fancy ends. Isn't that right, Oknok? Damn, that's a lot of Anus.
You offend me.
Yeah, Miri, you know what, just charge this one down. See, they're not that bad. Please ignore the prismic spray. Oh, Kanara died. Oh yeah, that's why these are dangerous. They can do that thing. They can basically summon like a bazillion of themselves. And it needs to be emphasised, these are not like illusions or anything. They are literally just more Anus. And you have to kill the original one to going to get tedious. Okay, I don't mind hard fight, but bloody hell, you have to make me sit through the entire thing? And that is why I don't pick with the cleric.
Come here, Bax. Not gonna stab you.
Take a while. Maxine couldn't even use choke point at this one because the primary is your target. Exactly. And yes, Nick, you look away for 5 seconds and it's gargoyle o'clock. Yeah, as I was explaining earlier. Basically, Amphi's main thing is that they can summon a load of other Amphis. Well, actually, no, Anku, not Amphi. I don't know where I'm getting Amphi from. Luckily, they can't hit us. Unfortunately, their real advantage is action economy. Not that they're more of a threat because there's more of them. It's just that we have to wait like 10 minutes between turns. Okay, pop this.
Which knife to use?
You should take a look.
That's the story of that. Got here. Leather armor +5.
Confide in me.
Patritium Durinos. Patritium Durinos.
It not taking some
Who's there?
potion damage.
La Mastro?
Ax. Yas.
Yeah. Combat's not really the strong point of this game. Exactly, Nick. The good of icons when they hear you put on the Veraxis voice. And yes, Max Dean, this enemy is in the annoying BS category. I mean, especially since they can cast Prismic Spray. Well, by cast I mean literally spam it at the party.
I'll try to escape their view.
Yep, since this is the version of the world that had enemies in it, hopefully there'll be some decent loot now. Nope, I guess that was a total waste of time.
This is my time to shine. Now you see me, now you don't.
No less D&D being a board game with delusions of grandeur. To be fair, a lot of people do enjoy D&D for the RP. Problem is, D&D itself wasn't built for it. Max saying you may enjoy Pathfinder, but it's inspired of the combat rather than because of it. Yeah, mechanically, Pathfinder is a much crunchy game. Well, it was literally split off D&D. Well, ironically, because people didn't like 4th edition being extremely crunchy. But compared to 5th edition D&D, Pathfinder 2nd edition is super crunchy. Okay, let's try this one. Like, this House at the Edge of Time is a really interesting idea for a dungeon. Problem is, I basically have to keep passing, yeah, basically try pass through every single one of those fog clouds and hope it leads me somewhere, interesting.
Now you see me, now you don't.
Why are the characters walking so slow? Basically, they're stealthing. You'll notice my 2 rogues here are moving slightly faster than everyone else because they've got the special ability for it. Everyone else is having to move at a fraction of their normal speed. Yeah, I'm there. If the trick's to tuck myself into this little corner, I'll leave that way. As the last area that had this sort of mechanic that happened there. Eureka. And thank you for the hydrate and posture checks, Al. Damn. It's enemy o'clock. Al, you got a bounce. Enjoy the rest of the stream. Thanks for dropping by. I hope you have a good evening. Nick, you would generally say that Pathfinder is crunchier than 4th edition, having played both for a bit now. Yeah, to be fair, I think 4th edition D&D went sort of like it became much more combat, well, even more combat heavy. But basically sort of an MMORPG approach. For better or worse. I mean, that was literally the meme at the time. It was basically an MMORPG in board game form. Now, don't get me wrong, what I've seen of 4th edition combat mechanics isn't they're very good. But I think partially because it was so radically different to previous D&D, and partly because it didn't have a roleplay. Well, that's what I think that's what gave Pathfinder the opportunity. I'll say Pathfinder. It's good that Pathfinder. I appreciate Pathfinder for what it is. I appreciate that they tried to be a bit more diverse in first edition Pathfinder, even if they messed up in a lot of ways. And you know my opinions on Wrath of the Righteous by now. I don't need to repeat them. Nick, you'd say the MMO stuff is unfounded, but it doesn't really let you do much in RP aside from use your skills. Your challenges are nice. You're good in fact that you borrowed them for 5th edition. But none of your character build really works outside of combat. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, I get RP for RP's sake, but... Hey, what's a Vulder Raven? Is this a named enemy? We're fighting a named enemy.
So, any brilliant ideas?
Yes, Jubilos, we're going to heal you up. We're going to cast Stone Skin on the party. And we're going to hope for the best. Oh yeah, and before I forget, we're going to cast Freedom of Movement. And doink. Okay. That's not what...
The world is full of wonder.
I know, right? Okay. Jubilost, you cast Stone Skin, Communal. Stone Skin Communal. And then also cast Enlarge Personal. I mean, I know I have opinions on where D&D dealt with tieflings. I kind of appreciate how they got their iconic look in 4th edition. Even if I do sort of miss classic Planescape style tiefling. no less 4th edition's visual style didn't help much with the MMO comparisons, in your opinion? These of those mini PHBs you borrowed from Raid Encounters? Oh yeah, each class has its own PHB, doesn't it? Max Ding, weirdest thing you saw use MMO mechanics so far? Are you sure it means you've not seen weirder ones as Xenoblade Chronicles? There's no reason to give that game skinner box mechanics. No additional downloadable content. It's a one-time purchase and subscription. It just didn't because. Yeah, the thing is, that's those sort of skinner box mechanics are less there because basically they start off as just game mechanics, and the sort of version that's intended to make you buy stuff is
Friendship lasts forever.
Please, not let's go.
No time for idling.
is sort of well, it stretches everything out.
The dangers don't frighten.
I shall end.
Okay, I could have just oh well. Let's go for the Alpha Strike. It's my Hellfire Rays. Ooh, spicy.
Knock-knock used to lighting enemies on fire first.
He's gonna get an attack. That's it. Okay, he's got some spell resistance going on. No less, there were too many handbook paperbacks with only a small handful of player choices in each. You never actually bought any 5th edition books in case in spite of how long you paid it for. But you mostly only read from those when making characters. Oh, okay. I mean, obviously Keith's been running a 4th edition game that I've been listening in on a bit. And I don't know the specifics of how that was run, but I understand there's a bit of that in there. I don't exactly know how much of many of the source books you need. I'll be using attacks at the moment. Pit. Okay, what have we got there? Arrow. Let's try it. Okay, Death Clutch. But you know what he's not immune to? Being stabbed by a barbarian. Many, many times. Ironically, these golems could be a bit more difficult to deal with. Some big HP pools. Do I have any maximized charges left? I'll just quicken. Okay, so yeah, quicken's nice because it means I basically cast the spell faster. I can do other stuff. It'd be lovely if you didn't snap to that. Screw it. Okay, only 13 damage. Maybe I should be using something other than fire. casting, it also does your taxes. I don't get it. Oh, maxing researches a new spell called Propaganda that does damage to no. List the computer thing. Alright. Oh yeah, I forget American taxes are so complicated you need special software for it. No casts, but stone's cool. Stone's cool. But not because not enough space for it. Okay, let's just throw out another Hellfire Ray. Pretty weakened. And it's immune to Hellfire Ray. Why not? Not to stab it.
Not fight back. Huh.
It's not immune to sneak attack.
Hey.
Anything else? In. Not really useful now. Mission. Oh, hashtag blessed. Maxting Wickham was a tax preparation program. Okay. Notice you could warn it was a video thing. No, that was QuickTime. Oh yeah, Macromedia QuickTime. RIP. Yeah, that's one now.
Your time is over.
Yeah, that's some pretty decent damage.
Come here, Bax. Not gonna stab you.
That's some amazing damage. Maxting, you remember when QuickTime was new? You think it came with Mist for the Macintosh? Oh yeah, I suppose, yeah, I keep forgetting it also powered quite a lot of the games. I mean, a lot of video in games. Less stupid. Okay, Jubilation Lee. Almost.
which knife to use. Ha! Yeah! Yeah! Oh.
Next thing, yep, got moved the MOV files and all that. Wonder if they're still on your old drives. Replay missed, you know it well enough, it's relaxing now. Yeah, it feels like one of those games that was really impressive for its time. But sort of nowadays it just doesn't hold up. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a good game, but a lot of its initial appeal was that sort of wow factor from its graphics. Okay, maybe we can't get to the golem.
Stand down.
Gotcha.
Now, move quiet. Ready to stab.
We got here in Falchion +5 and third key. 3 souls.
Uh-huh.
Oop, and we're still hasted. Up here then. Raise a ring of balance. Ring grants its wearer a +5 deflection bonus to AC, immune to motion effects, immune to fear, immune to confusion, and bit of movement. It can only be worn by true neutral on both Axis characters. Okay, do we have any true neutral characters? Oh, a lot of chaotic neutral though. Next thing, you think your standards are messed. Guess your standards are messed up because you think it's pretty neat. May not be graphically perfect or anything, but you think graphics are sufficient to its purpose. You also tend to dislike unnecessary remasters for a few complicated reasons. Yeah, I get that. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't have its merits, it's just it's sort of, I don't really know how to articulate it. It is just me, maybe I am just out of touch. No books around here. Now the real question is, what do I do with that key? Oh hey,
Head down, move quiet. Ready to stab.
guess I'm somewhere. Okay, for some reason I can actually equip this ring. Oh, I can't. I guess it only registers out if it's on. Next thing, the odds are I have more of others in the guard. Yeah, I mean, isn't that always the story? I mean, I think a lot of the time, a lot of my sort of growth through my 20s was realising that most people have a lot of the same thoughts I do. obviously there's quite a bit of diversity in the way people think. And
I'll share my path.
not everyone is neurodivergent, but go here. Yeah, maybe I should unequip the land. There we go. Where's this taking me? Back in the... I suppose the million-dollar question is, what do I do with this, these 3 keys now that I have them? Maybe I should just go back to the front doorway and throne room. This has the 3 verses about out of touch. Are they in your head right now? Acting, I think for you it's less how good graphics are and more how lovingly and lavishing they're made. Right, in Final Fantasy games, the music chips, that stuff like that. Now controls, that's hard to love with old stuff. Yeah, that's fair. Enfys food time, how's it going? Oh, pretty good actually. I found a key, the 3rd key. I need to actually end this dungeon. And I'm just trying to work out what the heck to do with them. I was actually asked the other day what I thought about the reports that the remaster of Tomb Raider, well, the fact that the remaster of Tomb Raider will be changing the control scheme. And the thing is, I think that's a good idea, just because well, that was a very early sort of 3D platformer, and well, all the controls worked for the time. I think just objectively better ways to do them now. Like Remake, I enjoyed Remake a lot, but I just find it objectively better with the modern HD, well, on directional controls instead of tank control. Okay, she hasn't got anything. Maybe if I about Nerissa again. Room in the heart of the house on the 2nd floor. Around where her cup, the apologies kept. Reach this place, Nerissa will appear. She'll have no choice. Okay, so I need to investigate the top floor. Yeah, let's just look and see if get rid of some junk anyway. like the idea that I just walked out with like a massive pile of glaives. If it fixes control issues and those shooting controls weren't important to the presentation in the first place for some reason, that's a pretty good reason for a remaster or whatever. Exactly. Like, well, going back to Resident Evil as an example, a lot of people said the sort of tank controls in the original sort of central to the experience. Resident Evil 4 came along, and obviously it used different. It didn't. Well, it had the over-the-shoulder camera view, but people argued it was more action-oriented. Then they sort of brought out remakes 2 and 3, which sort of used they used a Resident Evil-inspired control scheme, and they proved it still worked. They still work as horror games with it. I think really that's it. Yeah, still can't afford the Blade of the Merciful. To be fair, Tristan isn't making melee attacks anyway, so I don't know why I'm even. Today. Oh, go on, it's a better shout than my crossbow. Yes, there are people who say Dark Souls, janky controls, and lack of difficulty options the experience. Everything's better uphill. I think the best take I've seen is Dark Souls does actually have accessibility options, just in the form that you can grind. They're just in the form of grinding until it becomes slightly easier. To be honest, I think that just gives the illusion of I think Dark Souls is an interesting one because I can sort of see what they're trying to do. I think there's a certain part of the audience that is sort of gets very defensive and because they treat it like a like game exists purely for their bragging rights rather than to be enjoyed by anyone who wants to play it. Have a quick camp out here, and then we're going to go and look for the yeah, exactly. No, it's basically accessibility in the form of unfun work, which isn't that much better than having to pay for it. And like, I think the only sort of Dark Souls game I've really enjoyed is Bloodborne. And I literally couldn't tell you why I enjoyed that one compared to the rest, but
I'll try to escape their view.
to be fair, I never quite liked the whole having to block and wait thing. I just prefer to dodge and roll in general. Off to the second floor, I guess. Unless you've never played Bloodborne, but you believe it's probably the most fun Souls game by a good amount. Maxting, you're thinking less for hardness, more for art. Yeah, I suppose you could argue that Dark Souls is doing what it does for artistic reasons rather than specifically. Well, I think one of the creators has actually said his main inspiration for Dark Souls is basically a bunch of people grouping together to help someone who'd had a car breakdown. So I think the whole point of Dark Souls is basically, you know, you've got the community sort of covering all the puzzles and helping one another. It's supposed to be a collaborative exercise, not a like the whole "let me solo her" thing.
This is my time to shine.
I think that's pretty much what the game was about.
An ambush, eh?
I forget whether enemies. Apparently not.
The dangers don't frighten me.
Yeah, it's true. Horror games can have bad controls to mess with the player. Although personally, I think I have some opinions there. Namely, while sort of clumsy controls can be part of the appeal of a game, like, well, you know, like those like stuff like Octodad and other clumsiness simulators, the entire thing. But I think a bad control scheme in a horror game is less about player disempowerment and more just annoying. Now that might not necessarily be a popular take, but I think there's better ways to make someone feel helpless than actually them in a way that's more frustrating. Like, I think it's better, rather than making shooting difficult, just force the player to decide when they're shooting, when they're not. Okay. Can I open this door? Okay, I've unlocked this door. Okay, cool, cool. Where we need to be. Oh, I guess I can just ignore that library puzzle. I did actually check, and you don't really get anything but a bow. And I mean, Octavia uses bows, but I don't, and she's not really in the party at the moment. We're better off with a cleric. Max Sting, probably correct about that, but you're willing to put up with a lot of BS for art. And fierce messages and help from other players is meant to be a core part of the Soulsborne experience for sure. Invading mechanics kind of step on that, but at least it's a cool down on it. Nihilus, in your opinion, the parts of Dark Souls that are good are kept away from many who'd enjoy them as PB set up alone. Yeah, to be honest, I think the parts of Bloodborne I like the least were okay, this door's locked. Yeah, parts of Bloodborne I like the least were the areas where PvP was mandatory. guess we're headed off to confront Nerissa. I think there's one more chapter, although it might be a kind of epilogue after this one. Actually, no, I also happen to know that the sort of the Tiefling sisters have their quest wrapped up as well, because obviously they're DLC, so they're sort of asynchronous to the whole game. Kind of why at the very start of this area, when the party was scattered about, they just sort of showed up. And this Elden Ring deals with invasions by having them only happen if you're co-oping. That super short horror game where your controls are to flip a switch and look at a garage door. Just made to communicate a childhood fear of being the one to close the garage door at night. Yeah, that's kind of an interesting idea, actually. Anyways, onwards and forwards. That's a nice shadow. Very boss arena.
How cute!
Yeah.
I'll share my path.
Path through there. Oh hey. Up. You okay there?
The dangers don't frighten
Yeah,
me.
guess he's just chilling. Next thing, do you think if you're going to make a game with terrible controls for artsy reasons, keep it short? Lilith, you forgot Elden Ring did that, but you knew Bloodborne did. Part of the reason why you assume Bloodborne is more fun. At least you can mostly only be invaded if you're already outnumber the invader. Yeah, to be honest, that seems quite fair. Like, World of Warcraft. Okay, cool. I've unlocked the door. Okay. He's back here. I'm supposed to interact with the Haunt Hunter or... Okay.
You. The mistress punished me for failing to deal with you. And look, her favorites, the Gnurly Witch and the Wriggling Man, have also failed.
Kind of like how I've got to the point where NPCs won't interact with me while I'm stealth because they just don't notice me. Oh, and you're in advertising purgatory. Hello to everyone watching on YouTube, I guess. You're all my favourites. Okay. The Haunt Hunter, chained to a tree, raises his head with difficulty and fixes his eyes on you. If you stop attacking me, I won't hurt you.
Think not of me. Did I not tell you that the shadows behind your back is always her? And the sound of footsteps in the dark, always her. Turn around.
Bright eyes. Says the Haunt Hunter in a strangely cold voice. Exactly, Enfys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, is she behind me?
My hound, you have run so long to finally meet your mistress.
You can't tell by the nymph's appearance whether she's calm, excited, frightened, or angry. Marissa barely looks at you, stops by the apology and runs a finger along its rim. Here, let's see, we've got lawful good, punish for your many atrocities. If you have anything to say first, speak now. News. Neutral will be what you want. Your most loyal servants are defeated, your power is gone, surrender. Lawful evil, there cannot be two rulers in the stolen land. Bow to me and I may spare your life. Apparently there is an option to romance her, but you have to do a load of stuff. So RIP that.
You are still in my kingdom, silly child. And the kingdom is alive while its ruler draws breath. That's true for both of us, isn't it? I won't step back. Not now, when you've come to me yourself to fill my cup.
So yeah, for those who don't know, she's basically been cursed to destroy 1,000 kingdoms. My kingdom is number 1,000. And over the course of the game, I've also destroyed like 4 other kingdoms. Basically, yeah, she tried to become sort of like a fey goddess and she was punished. They also sort of they really took all her kindness and compassion out to make her evil. It's a whole thing. Okay, we're fighting. Really should have buffed before this. Oh well. Let's start with something spicy. Okay, let's see what you got. Okay, shield, a classic. Heal. The absolute audacity. Stone skin, communal.
Knock-knock used to lighting enemies on fire first.
You know, let me. Yeah, charge. That shield spell. Okay, that calls for a dispel. Have dispel. Cursor. Now, I'll use Bless because we need that bonus to offset. Max Sting, it frozen your end had reload. Okay, that sucks. Exactly, no less healing. Only I'm allowed to do that. Oh, I've got another Hellfire Ray for you, Nerissa. Audacity. Audacity. Well of the Banshee.
All you need.
How dare you attack my squishies like this? Why's everyone gone red? Okay, they're under domination.
Be easier if you not fight back. Huh.
Dominate that.
Hey,
Tear them apart! Hooray!
Yep, she really hates clerics, Enfys. Okay, break enchantment.
Ona Adayana.
Less was not what I wanted you to remove. Oh, that's not good. Okay, blue flame blast, and we're going to try an eruption. Okay, her reflex save is good. Who knew? Kill! Now listen here. Okay, we're just sailing off.
This cannot be happening.
come here, Bax. Not that stab you. Yeah. Yeah.
They go down!
That healer's really beginning to aggravate me. Did she just teleport away?
Dying is unpleasant.
Hey, Jubilost.
A clever ploy.
Which knife to use? Ah!
I regret not having you heal, but... Yeah, exactly. How dare the main villain... Yeah, how dare, basically the final boss, use battlefield tactics like this? The sheer audacity of it. Death Clutch. How dare you take away my barbarian's con score? Okay, let's see if we can dispel shield. Didn't mean to bring that up.
Knock used to lighting enemies on fire first.
Bring it!
Okay, she's been staggered. Okay, Tristian, heal yourself. Oh yeah, you've got a specific thing. Demand. Backsting, you should look into whether contingency can teleport someone when they're attacked. That would actually be quite neat, wouldn't it?
Be easier if you not fight back.
Okay, her AC is 60 now with her shield.
Tear them apart!
Even physically... Well, not with a natural one. You know what? Where's Banish? Pick. Okay, maybe I didn't prepare it. Okay, plan B. Backsting. It would be incredibly frustrating to a fighter who expects to get a full attack action, or a creature with pounds, or a rogue who was planning to spam sneak attack. Line trap.
Is unpleasant.
Can't really do much damage, but we can't really get anything to stick to her. Okay, I'll stick to the dispelling bombs then. Must they actually hit?
Come here, Bax. Knock stats.
Suppose I should really switch Piranha Strike off, though I've actually got a chance of hitting her. Am I using anything that lowers the enemy's AC? I mean, attack bonuses.
They go down!
Oh yeah, she's still staggered, isn't she? Max Sting, maybe have the contingency not be on being attacked, but be on successfully hit with melee attack, so it's the caster that someone can ignore anyone who can't hit them. Notice the game looks like a parody of itself in fast forward mode. Half expect your narrator to go, okay, let's wrap this up in VHS noises to stop. Yeah. Pretty much, really. Okay, Tristian, heal again. Finger of Death. To be fair, I could have probably have cheesed her quite easily if I was buffed before the fight.
Go.
I'm leaking red all over myself.
Okay, is very low on health. Yeah, down he goes.
Dizzy.
Oh yeah, can I get Breath of Life on anyone who's been downed? Oop. Okay, maybe this won't be a good idea, but... Okay, I didn't mean for it to appear there. Maybe I shouldn't have left Tristian behind there.
This won't kill me.
Okay, not knock us down.
Bring it!
Max Sting, apropos of nothing, your wife is very cute. Fair enough. Nolus, SpongeBob narrator noises. 15 hours later. Nolus, is it you or the shiny spark goo pass making Nernroot noises? Blade Barrier is indeed making Nernroot noises. Okay, Tristian, how are you going to get yourself out of this one?
Healing fire. I need your breath.
I have a plan. Well, that's forward my plan.
Oh, right.
Dawnflower, grant me strength.
This fight would have been over so quickly if I could have got that Alpha Strike off on Nerissa.
Take
Wow, I guess the real power is that Amiri can't roll anything above her. Okay. Somewhere I've got...
Heal up.
Damn it.
I see your light.
Survive. I always survive.
Yeah, I don't think he's getting out of this one. Yes. Yes. Oh, he's not surviving this round, but it was a nice fort.
I'm getting killed here.
No, there's blade barrier while the blade's goopy. As they are. Up. You know what'd be super funny? Apparently he couldn't detect me while I was stealthed. Maybe I'll just go to that back room and see what's there. Hey, Haunt Hunter. Be with you in a minute. Hot take, I should have got XP for unlocking that door. Next thing, you're thinking of gibbering mouth as such, but you couldn't remember where they sat cosmologically. Yeah, I think the blades were just supposed to be like holy blades. Like holy spikes, Batman. We got through here then. Very nice study. And
The dangers don't frighten me.
we're on group round here. I'll try and position Knock Knock where roughly where Nerissa appeared. So he can just start stabbing her right away. And let's get some buffs up.
Quiet. I'm thinking.
Oh.
No time for idling.
Visible, because that's a good shout. Amiri. But as well, in case. Someone burn over there.
Please, not Rapskull.
Then knock over there. Let's go.
You think not of me.
My hound. You have run so
Perfect.
long to finally meet your mistress. You are still in
The hard way.
Maxing if Christian worshipped a gibbering mouther, that would work. Odds are you're completing the map with a different first edition monster that looks similar. No less, if we're talking about Jubilos, the gibbering mouther, he worships as himself. And yeah, the gibbering mouth is an aberration. Basically a many-faced thing. I can't remember if it sort of assimilates people's faces or if it mutates you into another gibbering mouther. But it's pretty nasty. Okay, knock knock. Time to fulfill your destiny.
Used to lighting enemies on fire first.
104 on a sneak attack. Heck yeah. Okay. This is gonna be a good one. Not quite. Still.
Stand down.
And the wyvern can tribute, I guess. Okay. Spelling bomb, I need those hits. Great shot. Man. Come on, we can do this. Do not let up on her.
Be easier if you not fight back.
Come on. Yes!
Move quiet. Ready to stab.
Oh hey, Power Empire's the last to look up. That's kind of funny. I wish I could have done this dressed as a tiefling, but you can't have everything, eh? I mean, I'm dressed as a tiefling, but you know, I like the full tiefling cosplay. And there's still more game to go, so... Maxting, if still relevant, don't forget to save. Maxting, you, if that was what was using it for yourself, you can't remember what yacht claws are. I remember being fascinated with them as a kid. No less something to do with Lolth. Nullis, a yok, lol, which yes is a pile of goop, is what you get when a drow matron mixes makeup wrong or something. Yeah, to be fair, drow do get themselves mutated at the slightest provocation. And yeah, there's an entire chapter after this one, but I guess it's more like an epilogue, but I think it also finishes up the Tiefling Sisters' story. And apparently you can get the bad ending at this point as well by just letting her go. Everything around shudders with the scream of 1,000 voices, soundless but trembling. Watch a tiny dot of light, a grain, appear above the apology, slowly fall down.
My kingdom, my own kingdom, turn to dust. Become the 1,000th grain for the apology.
Marissa turns her head to the cup and looks as though she can't cry. Nymph tilts back, her head and laughs a dull wistful. I have a chance to talk before I decide your fate.
What would you have me do? Ask for forgiveness? Beg for mercy? Oh no, I won't beg. I know better than anyone what it means to lose and lose everything. I didn't ask the eldest for mercy as they laughed at my foolish boldness. I won't ask you either. You are my reflection. Just a little luckier. If ever you stand before immense power sweeping away everything you care for, don't bow down. Just as I didn't.
Hey, give Briar to Nerissa. I want to return. Okay, so Briar was basically her, sort of like the good parts of her personality that were stripped out by the curse. So, you know. And yes, Maxine, you're right, Driders do look cute. Nolus, I mean, to be fair, it sort of zigzags if Lolith is punishing or rewarding Drow by turning them into Driders. They just can't seem to make their minds up. In editions, we're even halfway through each edition.
I looked for it for such a long time. So long that I forgot why I needed it. But you, why do you want to return what I lost to me?
Nerissa looks at Briar with disgust and reaches out, but doesn't dare touch it. Chaotic neutral. I'm just curious to see what happens.
What love of entertainment and experiment. But I do not judge you harshly. Nevertheless, keep this present. It offers me nothing now. Just like your indifferent curiosity.
Yeah, I think an alliance is, war is over, Nerissa. Now listen to me. Don't humiliate yourself by begging those who cursed you for forgiveness. Be my ally. Together we can...
Do you know what you're asking? I'm a prisoner in a game of someone else's invention, and I can't break the rules. If I take the slightest risk, the punishment might be terrible for both of us. On the other hand, I have nothing else to lose. Can you say the same?
I don't like it when rules are imposed on me. My offer still stands.
Oh, what is this? Hearing your voice was like hearing myself. Bold and young, unbroken by the curse. I took a risk back then and was defeated, but must I continue to obey those who destroy me? No, you're right. May the Lantern King be gone, together with his conditions. I won't ask for forgiveness. I will stay with you, my victor. We will see if we can rule the world together.
Willis and the Drow Gorilla thing from Pink Violet. And you think Gitanese from the same might be punished Drow too? Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. I think the law says that they're basically made by Drow houses. There's like shock troops. A Haunt Hunter. The Haunt Hunter takes off the chains slowly, like blades of grass, and moves towards you. His movements are strangely powerful. West?
You've truly upset me, Queen of the Sand Castle. So much that I find no joy in playing the masquerade anymore. Are you ready to look under the mask?
Who are you?
I am a voice from another world that you've heard since you first set foot on the Stolen Lands. A harbinger of doom and change.
Okay, is this going to turn out he's been like all the important NPCs the entire time? Yep, he is.
Dust and echo, a memory of the past. I am the one who revealed to you the truth about the fallen goddess, who gave you the light capable of dispersing the mist.
Oh, of course. He gave me that first lantern, first time I ended up in the first world. And apparently the lantern thing, okay, that name tracks actually, gave the lantern to the wizard who owns the lantern I've been using in this dungeon. Max D, you haven't been here as often as you'd like, so you might have missed it. Do I know what I'll play after this? No, I'll probably take maybe a week or so as a break, and then I'll throw up a poll for something else. I mean, I'm always open to suggestions on what I could play next.
I am the one who began this story, and I am the one who will end it. I am the eldest of the First World. I am the Lantern King.
Well then.
Self-appointed god of the First World. Wasn't it enough for you to witness the hardships to which Nyrissa doomed innocent people? All because of your curse? Leave us alone!
Exactly, Nellis. Who invited the sun? I prefer the moon. Max, Sting, any broad strokes thoughts on what kind of genres I'd want suggestions? Not really, like retro games. Fine. Basically, I don't want to play a CRPG, so Baldur's Gate 3's... Well, I'm probably going to play Baldur's Gate 3 eventually. As you know, there's a certain tiefling I wish to cosplay. Nolas, you better have brought Raisin Bran.
Run! Of course, that's probably not going to help, but...
You stoop to taking a role at your own theater. How petty of you, eldest.
To drink without quenching thirst. To climb a mountain that has no peak. I staged the performance and you left it without a finale. You took away Nyrissa, my precious toy, carefully crafted of despair and wrath. I could reduce you to dust, revive you, and turn you to dust once more here and now. But the universe abhors elements. So instead I shall repay you with your own coin.
Round living flame slowly turns to you. Glowing mask, throbbing in rage. Wrap intertwines with the very essence of surroundings, making the whole world change. Going to be good?
How strange fate can be. A moment ago we were enemies, and now we stand shoulder to shoulder against a demigod. My kingdom is in ruins, my 1000-year journey is at a dead end. So why do I feel so alive?
I need to understand what happened. Creature, it was...
The Lantern King, he who cursed me in the past. Are you baffled? That's perfectly natural. Few can understand the games of the eldest, even I barely can. Our lives are toys for them, our fate's a ball of yarn. To knit or to cut, to tie knots or make loops. Is there a difference?
Rissa waves her hand as if blessing a dance. You know, just timey-wimey stuff. And there's something grossly incandescent. Fine, BRB, I'll go get the scoops. I remember Best Report Raisin Bran was a reference to something, but I can't remember what.
Can I put this vast abyss of sense into words? I'll try. The Lantern King likes performances. In one of them, you and I turned out to be the main characters. It's little surprise that he was watching you. He likes masks, hints, and vague words, the meaning of which is revealed only later. But he didn't like the end of the story, and he wants to rewrite it. That doesn't bode well for either of us. But we've little choice but to go through the portal and find out what he has planned.
Where does the portal lead?
Can't you guess? To your kingdom. The eldest is there already, with all his wrath.
If there's no other way, let's go to the portal.
There isn't. But remember, on the other side is your world, not the eldest's. Each king is stronger on their own land. So let us go. If we've any chance to conquer the unconquerable, it is there, beyond the portal.
Okay.
If you wish to see your kingdom again, I will wait for you.
Well, let's go then. Thanks, Dink. Raisin Bran commercials have this sun with two big scoopers full of raisin.
The drama had drawn to its finale. The story of Nyrissa's torment was complete, and now it was time to face the most difficult trial yet.
Notice the mascot of the Raisin Bran is the sun. Left Battle did a Twitter poll tournament of cereal mascots, and people just kept going 2 scoops. Okay.
Defeating Nyrissa, we brought upon ourselves the anger of a creature much more ancient, powerful, and frightful. We took the Lantern King's favorite toy, and now the full power of his curse came crashing down on us.
That doesn't look good. Of trolls. Greg, all my people are dead. That's just rude.
Something is wrong. We were supposed to leave the First World, but my cup is broken. The blood and pain of 1,000 destroyed kingdoms are oozing from its pieces. I feel them. I do.
Stop short. Uh-oh. The sound of a ghostly laughter surrounds you. It comes from everywhere and nowhere, and it's hard to say whether it is more joyous or ominous.
How wrong I was. What better than an unexpected finale for such a performance? I had to change the setting and the main character, but so what?
Lantern King speaks to you as if you're exchanging civilities over wine. This time he wears another mask. One's almost amiable. What's happening to my capital?
Well, don't you see? The city and all your lands have been transferred to the First World. Shadows of the inhabitants of all its ruined kingdoms have escaped the cup and are taking revenge on the living for all their sad fates. Old enemies arise from the ashes, and forgotten sorrows are reborn. A sad story, but always amusing.
You hear laughter in the eldest voice. Oh yeah, I was very much channeling Keith for that. What's happening to my capital? And what is my part to be in your performance?
The lead role? The Queen must save her lands. But losing her crown means losing her future.
attack. I've always wanted to kill a god. Yeah, I'm gonna guess he's not defeatable. I won't surrender so easily. If I have to protect my kingdom, I'll do it.
I wouldn't expect anything else.
You feel as if pierced by an electric shock and you shudder. Convulsions shaking not your body but your soul. That's not good. Exactly, quote Nihilus. Quote number 294. Would it be a JRPG if you weren't trying to kill a god? Exactly. I mean, this is a CRPG, but you know what I mean. And yes, maxing the fourth option was indeed awesome.
I feel the power of the curse. What did you do to her, eldest?
Seeds sown long time have sprung. Do you remember an insane old man on the road from Oleg's trading post? Our first encounter? I told you back then, once stolen, the land should be reclaimed. Once reclaimed, bound with the claimer shall it be. Bound, merged, joined by unbreakable ties. Claiming the land, claiming its pain, claiming its death.
He's done the whole Fisher King on me. If my kingdom is destroyed, I die. Wait. The Lantern King is just a very bad DM. Like, he's just extending the story because he didn't like the ending.
A curse for the future queen. That is what these words mean. You are connected to your kingdom, and you will be ruined along with it. Just as Nerissa's nymph sister suffered from her curse, so will your followers suffer with you. The First World is washing over this land like a wave, and it will devour your souls with it.
Nick, I'm fighting the concept of railroading. Exactly.
I'll leave you with this knowledge, and I think I'll take my old toy, since she was unequal to this performance's leading role.
You solar bastard. Or the cop of the sky.
You've toyed with me for 1,000 years, eldest. Have you not grown bored? I'm still not strong enough to resist you, but I'll never give in. You have time to banish the affliction and defeat our enemy. Maybe you'll succeed where I have failed. Don't give up.
Nick, I'm fighting the concept of railroading. Ernest, worst DM since Gamers 2.
Fight if you wish, Queen. I'll take my place among the spectators.
And if I win this, he's probably going to force me to take part in the Demon War. Oh, achievement unlocked, against all odds. Go to the mysterious realm of the Fae and face your destiny. Okay, reach a safe pace. Must hurry.
I'll share my path.
They've really made a mess of this place.
I'll try to escape their view.
Hey, they've healed me. You know what, I'm just gonna shoot it.
You offend me. Your time is over. I don't tolerate threats.
Yes. Seriously? Two critical misses in a row. maxing. The kettle whistles, so if there was a response suggesting Tales of Fantasia, you missed it. Oh, speaking of which, I could play Tales of Fantasia. I don't know much about it, but I could do, yeah. Are they all critical misses?
Taste my fury.
It looks like I got the benefits of a long rest. Thanks to the hydrate maxing. It's a it's an old Super Famicom JRPG. A sort of real-time side view 2D combat. Very actiony by the developers of Star Ocean, but less buggy than Star Ocean 1. Okay. I'm not familiar with Star Ocean either, but...
Tear them apart! Look at me, Gora!
Okay, why am I getting 2 attacks? Okay, Lantern King's Curse. Terrible curse the Lantern King put upon you, trying you and your companions to your kingdom's current state. As your kingdom crumbles, you wither and die. Okay.
Away, you rascal!
Come here, Bax. Knock, knock, stab you.
Well, this is going to get annoying fast.
They go down!
Stand down.
Which knife to use?
Yeah, that's a BS curse indeed, maxting.
Repent!
It'll be softened when I deal with this Hydra. To be fair, they seem to have learned the difficulty of all the enemies here as well.
How cute! Is there trouble?
I shall end this suffering.
find me.
Thanks, Dean. You like Tales of Fantasia a lot. There was a chart of its storyline once, and it's probably the most complicated time travel plot you've seen short of the vastly more complex Primer. Fair? Primer's that indie movie, isn't it? About the two people who made the time machine. Don't really remember. I think I might have just read a TV Tropes article on it or something.
Knock-knock used to lighting enemies on fire first. Huh.
You forced my hand.
Bring it!
Your time is over.
Yeah, this is interesting. They've sort of given me a massive debuff, but the enemies are fairly weak as well. Well, to be fair, they're fairly low-level enemies, so I'm guessing it's going to get worse. Yep, that curse does indeed suck.
A clever boy. I'll try to make this swift.
Away, you rascal.
Come here, Bax. Knock-knock stab you.
Primitives! So it's come to this.
Yep, several minutes of just missing constantly and doing no damage to each other.
Tear them apart!
Well, I've got work in the morning, so I think I'm going to call it here. I'm going to be stuck heavily nerfed. I might as well play this heavily nerfed while I'm wearing a tiefling cosplay. I know this was a shorter one, but we're probably going to finish this next week, so... Really wasn't expecting that twist, I'll say that. Apparently it's an ad break, so I'll just wait a minute for that to end. Oh yeah, might as well go over the things I've got. So obviously I've got a fresh thing of face paint. I've got some face setting stuff. I don't know if this would actually be any better than just using powder. I've well, I can demonstrate what I'm doing. I basically tried it with basically there's a very nice website called We Love Colours, which does ready-made gloves for people who don't want to have to put paint on their hands. But one, it's based in America, so the import fees are ridiculous, and two, it's kind of expensive anyway. So yeah, what I can do is basically make myself a glove. Yeah, you can see I sort of missed a spot here, but I'll fix that. And I've also got some I've got some nails to go on there so it doesn't look weird. And I actually got a smaller pair of tights because as you can see, it's a bit loose on my arm because I just got the largest pair to get the most fabric. So yeah, maybe for other cosplays, I'll go for the expense of ordering those gloves, but for this, these will do. Ish. Okay. Oh, Max Sting, it's back from the ads only to freeze again. Yep, it's about the right colour to be fair. I think for Karlak and maybe Grounded, I'll try and order some actual gloves. But since we're getting to the end of this sort of game series, I don't really want. Well, chances are they won't arrive in time anyway. Okay, so who's live? He's streaming some Shadow of the Colossus. He's streaming Starfield. I guess I'll read Icky. Okay. You're welcome, Nick. Thanks for dropping by. So yep, I'll be back tomorrow. I think we're on. Well, I'll be back tomorrow with some as a quick Zelda stream, and I'll also be on Nick's channel for some Monster Prom. So look forward to that. Yeah. So yeah, tomorrow it will be some Zelda, and I'll be on Nick's channel for some Monster Prom with him. Goggles. Friday, I think it's a Nordmark session. Max Sting is around for this raid because he's calling me. Hope your day gets a bit better. And yep, I'll be back with more Pathfinder on Monday with my full Tiefling cosplay. And rambling at this point, so if you watch YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. And we're reading in 3, 2, 1. Let's go.